Namaskaram. Welcome to my channel VPK Nutrition, Mind Body Healing with Pushpa. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the power of the breath or breathing itself. Again, it's called Pranayama in yoga. And I'm also going to be talking about the deep breathing and some of its benefits according to modern medicine, as well as ancient wisdom of yoga and Ayurveda. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you about 4 practical tips how you can incorporate that in your own life starting today, and also help you with giving you more energy and reducing stress, anxiety, and depression. So stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all my viewers and subscribers who have been watching regularly and also giving me feedback. So if you haven't already done so, please do consider subscribing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and then also share with your friends and family so they can also be benefited. So let's get started with today's episode. So today's topic is about the power of breath or our breathing. Now, we all breathe. We all know that that's an automatic thing that goes on. That's why we're living. However, how many of us really pay attention to how we breathe, or what is the quality of our breath? Are we doing shallow breathing, deep breathing, or holding on to your breath? So these are things that happen also depending on our situation in life. So, and today's world, there's always so much of stress. People take on a lot of things, especially even the young people I see, and they're always tired, exhausted, not able to manage, lack energy, and so on. So breathing is such an important part of life. Now, the yogic breathing is usually through the nose. In yoga, we always say breathe through the nose, not through the mouth. So the nasal breathing actually helps us feel more grounded and calm, and we can do that by our own experience. Now again, the yogis of the old days, they always believed that doing deep breathing slowly and controlling the number of breaths per minute can actually reduce the number of thoughts. And they also believe there is only a finite number of breaths we are given in a lifetime. So when you slow down the breath, you actually increase longevity. Now again, whether you believe this or not, if you start doing deep breathing yourself, you will notice that you feel more grounded and you feel much calmer. You're able to deal with stress a lot better. Interestingly, modern medicine has done studies about this and tried to compare nasal breathing to mouth breathing, and I found a very interesting article in a journal of exercise science, and I just wanted to share what they found. So their hypothesis was that nasal breathing is better than, or has more advantages than mouth breathing when it comes to respiratory effect. So again, I will share the article's reference in the description. So if you want to read more details about the study, you may do that. So here are the results. Number 1, the nasal breathing actually filters out a lot of the large particles from the environment and allows less contaminants to enter the nose and into the respiratory system. Number 2, the inhaled air is more humidity in it, which makes it more pleasant for the lungs to use. And the last one, number 3, is the nitrous oxide, which is produced during nasal breathing, can be a potent vasodilator and can be very helpful with the exercise. So, and there was a study that showed that there's a 2-fold increase in nitrous oxide when somebody is doing cycling versus through the nose. Nasal breathing versus mouth breathing. So again, this establishes that nasal breathing is very advantageous. And again, this is nothing new because in yoga, that's all we do. We use nasal breathing most of the time. And so again, it's nice to see there are studies, modern medicine does studies to show the same effect that yogis knew thousands of years ago. So what is this deep breathing that we talk about in modern medicine as well as in yoga? It is called diaphragmatic breathing. Now this diaphragmatic breathing, basically what happens is a contraction of the diaphragm that happens, and then there's an expansion of the belly to accommodate that breathing air during inhalation and releasing during exhalation. And this helps to increase the prana within the body. And this process also increases decreases the respiratory frequency and increases the blood gases. So again, it has a very powerful impact on our body, and they also found an impact on the mind. There was an article in Frontiers in Psychology about the effect of deep diaphragmatic breathing on the affect, cognition, and the stress hormone cortisol. So this study, basically they did this, they had 40 participants, they split them up into 2 groups. They were randomly assigned to either a control group or a group where they were taught breathing. So they had about 20 intense sessions of breathing over a period of 8 weeks. And then they got the results based on some calculations. Again, I'll share the article in the description so you can actually read more about the study and what was done. So I just wanted to share the results of this study. So the results of the study showed 3 different things. One, in the breathing group, they found a significant decrease in the negative affect compared to the baseline. Number 2, they found a significant increase in the attention of the people in the trained group versus the baseline. Number 3, there was a significant decrease in the cortisol levels compared to no significant change in the base level. So again, cortisol is a steroid hormone which is associated with anxiety, depression. I mean, usually released when you have a lot of stress, and it can be associated with a lot of anxiety, depression, and other negative emotions. Cortisol is also related to weight gain. So naturally, when you're reducing cortisol, you're actually helping yourself both in the physical level and in the mental level. Now, and again, there are a lot of studies about pranayama and yoga, talking about anxiety and depression, how those can be helped by doing these practices on a daily basis. So I'm sure you can Google and find all of those studies. Again, yogic wisdom comes thousands of years ago. They already had that, right? Their focus was always about having that spirituality and kind of being in tune with your spirit and feeling healthy, and remember swastha, body, mind, and spirit in balance. So that was always the focus. But nowadays our focus is on achieving, doing more and more, taking on too many things, and not missing out on things, especially the younger generation. So eventually what happens is you burn out, and they don't really make time for themselves to breathe, to just relax, enjoy nature, things like that. So that's why it's very important to start observing your breath. And if you see your breath is going out of balance, you know that you need to do something and slow down. So today I'm going to share about 4 tips, practical tips that you can start following right away. Let's see 4 tips that can help you improve your prana and give you more energy and reduce stress. Number 1, again, this is if you don't even know yoga, you can still do this. Number 1, start your day with deep breathing at least 10 times. So basically what you're going to be doing is inhaling through the nose, pretend there's a balloon in your stomach, and inhale all the way down and fill up that balloon so your belly rises. Then as you exhale, you can pause for a couple of seconds, and then as you exhale, slowly release that air through the nose again. So you can do about 10 rounds of this. Close your eyes and do this so you're not distracted. And then after you're done with that, just sit quietly for like a minute or 2 before you start your day. So let me just show you what that looks like. So this is what I'm going to do. So that's basically what you do. Again, you can definitely slow it down even more if you're able to. Number 2, if you're working all day, let's say you have a desk job, always sitting all the time, or even if you're moving around, take a break every hour or every 2 hours, depending on your work schedule. Just 1 or 2 minutes, try to do some deep breathing, just like I showed you. Just sit in your chair or wherever, keep your feet planted on the ground, completely flat on the floor, and then just take a few deep breaths for a couple of minutes. You can put a timer so you just don't, get into that. Take on too much time. But again, this is a good practice to start doing right now if you're working. Number 3 is pranayama, also called Nadi shodana, which is a Nadi cleansing breath, or also called as Anulom vilom. Now I have a demo video which I will share in the description as well. If you already know how to do this, I would recommend doing this for 5 minutes in the morning. Set a timer and start your day with that. You can do a count of 4 inhale, 8 hold, and 8 exhale. If you're advanced, if you're not, you can just do 4 inhale, 8 exhale, 4 inhale, 8 exhale. Do that for about 5 minutes very slowly. and then just kind of close your eyes and stay there for another few more seconds before you get up. This will give a great energy when you start your day. This will also help you deal with the stresses of the whole day. Number 4 is how do you finish your day, right? So you can practice Ujjayi Pranayama or Ujjayi breath, which is called the ocean breath, because so basically what you do is you constrict your throat a little bit. Again, inhale through the nose and you send the air behind your throat. So you kind of feel that cooling phase, and you can also hear that sound. And I do have a video demo of this, and I will share that in the description as well. Now again, if you know how to do this, you can do this. If you're not used to yoga, you can learn from somebody. You don't need to start with this, but this is just a suggestion. So again, inhaling through the back, you inhale about 8 counts, and hold it for about a couple of seconds, and again exhale through that. The same thing, do about 10 rounds. You can do this in the evening before sunset or before dinner, or you can do it at night before you get to bed, before bedtime, so you get a good rest, a good night's sleep, and then you kind of clean up a lot of the thoughts, because the first thought you get up with in the morning is what you sleep with at night. So if you're sleeping with a lot of anxiety and other thoughts, you're going to have a lot of agitation, not a good night's sleep. So it's better to kind of breathe and slow down everything, get rid of all the negative thoughts, so you can have a good restful sleep. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Now again, I shared some studies that modern medicine shows how important deep breathing, diaphragmatic breathing is important. And of course, yoga and Ayurveda have been using them for thousands of years as therapy. Important, and I've shared 4 tips that you can choose from. So start with the basic if you don't know any yoga or anything, and I will also share my videos. Again, the most important thing is consistency. Now, if you're not able to do 10 breaths, do at least 5 breaths. Whatever you do it consistently every day, and do this for about at least 6 weeks, and you will definitely see results in your life. You will see you have more energy, you're able to deal with stress properly, you're sleeping better, and you'll also mentally you feel very calm. Now again, don't just do it for a couple of days and say, oh, I didn't feel any results and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do this anymore, because anything takes time. But I usually do sessions for my patients. Sometimes some of them are interested, I do sessions, and they still, even within a week, they find a lot of difference. They feel so much better. They feel good before they start work, and they're more motivated. So again, there are a lot of great benefits. So you have to try it on your own to see the effect of this. You don't need studies for this. You can find out for yourself. So for this week, listen to your body, observe your mind, and heal yourself. And I'll see you again next week with a new episode. So have a wonderful week ahead.